Hello, everybody. This is Oski. We're about halfway through Lawless right now, maybe a little bit more than halfway. We had one update so far, and another one is really soon on the horizon, just next week. So I figured it'd be a great time to talk about the season, what I think so far, and let you guys know what I like and what I don't like. So let's get this thing started right off the bat. First of all, I want to talk about the presentation and theming. The Tasty Boys and all the promo Fortnite did for this season is genuinely amazing. They made a whole music video and song, which in my opinion both are fire unironically. And I love the Brat and the Big Dill duo. They're just so funny together, and that music video is straight gas. The Big Dill beef with T-Pain was super funny and crazy as well. I mean, they made literal diss tracks on each other, which is wild to say. No one does promo and fanfare like Fortnite does. Like, their season themes are so cohesive with the cinematic and gameplay trailers. Yeah, and this is one of the best season trailers ever, in my opinion. So yeah, theming and the presentation and fanfare is perfect for the season. So now let's talk about some cosmetics, which are kind of a highlight for the game for me. The Battle Pass is sort of a W. Big Dill is a big highlight for me. Outlaw Midas as well. All of his cosmetics are super fire. Fletcher Kane and Sub-Zero have some great cosmetics as well, and their skins look pretty good. But that's about it. All the other skins kind of suck in my opinion. And yeah, but overall, those 4 skins I really like. All right, now let's talk about some that released in the item shop and etc. Other cosmetics, basically. The Cowboy Bebop collab was pretty fire. They definitely needed gliders, though. I don't know why they turned their spaceships into pickaxes and emote. The dog skins were terrible. The Lego Pass skin, Oro, is actually really underrated. I love that skin. The Hench Bro skins are super cheap, really cool that we got those from last chapter. The crew skin this month kind of sucks in my opinion. I don't like it very much. That's just my opinion though. Free duplicate, that's pretty but the blue suit mark for free was awesome. Might have to pick up Invincible finally. I'm watching season 2 right now. Alright, so now we're done talking about cosmetics. Let's talk about some gameplay features that they added this season. So these are kind of the big draws of what makes this season different than the last. So now you can rob vaults, the train, and armored vehicles around the map. Robbing the train rewards you with a mythic sentinel pump, I believe, some dill bits, and good loot. Honestly, pretty cool feature that you can get inside the train now. And it adds a little element of, keeping aware of what's on the map in the mid-game. Robbing the banks and the vaults rewards you with some good loot and dill bits once again. Can be really sped up significantly with the drill or the laser gun, which is really awesome. So I appreciate that. And I like how they added that in increments. Like, before the first update, it was really slow breaking into the vaults. But now it's really quickly because you have the drill. Fletcher Kane can appear at any of these vaults around the map and has a whole boss fight. You get the mythic mammoth pistol from him, and I love this weapon. I've always loved the mammoth pistol. It's so fun to hit your shots with it. It's not really hard to use, but it's really awesome. And this weapon has 2 shots, the mythic one, so it's even better. And Gold Rush is another mechanic. You can get it from these new chug splashes that give you Gold Rush. They also heal you, of course. You can go in the river, which gives you Gold Rush. And Gold Rush basically just means you sprint faster, pickaxe faster, and I think that's it. And then also you can get it from mining gold veins around the map, which is little piles of gold rocks. You can also rob armored trucks, which is really fun to do mid-game. You get the same rewards to the other things. You get some deal bits and some good loot. But yeah, it's overall a fun feature. And once you rob it, you can actually drive the armored truck. And people have made some fun clips throwing their friends or other people in the back and kidnapping them, So yeah. Now, where do you use these deal bits? Well, they added this new feature called the Black Market, which I think is really awesome. It's super cool and good idea. There's a lot of great weapons there. You can either buy them with gold or dill bits. And I think it's just really funny because if you attack the NPC there, you get banned and you can't buy anything. But yeah, these black markets there's 3 of them on the map. They're a spot where, you go once you get some deal bits to get some really good loot. And I think it works out great. It's kind of scary going in there though because somebody might be crouching or camping, but it's a spot where you can always count on some action being around. All right, now let's talk about new guns and returning guns. So the pump and dump, kind of dookie buns, low-key, damage-wise. And it's also really hard to aim on controller because your look sensitivity is probably way higher than your aim-in sensitivity. And since you can't aim in with either of the guns, it's going off of your look sensitivity, so that's why I can never hit my shots with a gun. At least that's what I think. The Outlaw shotgun really needs a buff. I feel like it doesn't do nearly enough damage as it should, considering it's a double barrel and only has 2 shots. The Mammoth pistol is peak, like I said, that's returned. The sniper really has way too much bullet drop and not enough damage, so it's not really viable, especially when you have the Mammoth pistol in the loot pool. There's just no really reason to take it, and that's really a shame. That's a real shame because I love using snipers. Alright, and then finally the collateral damage AR is low-key really good at close range or mid-range. Shoots super fast, does a lot of damage. Definitely does not rival the Hollow Twister overall, considering the Hollow Twister's long range potential. But yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, now let's talk about mythics and medallions. So the shield medallion, pretty useful. Gives you a shield when you're taking heals. It's really good for 0 builds. I like the idea. It's really unique. You can get it from the Shogun Island, which is a lot less contested now because there's not a mythic Typhoon Blade up there. But yeah, it's a pretty decent medallion, and I've used it a couple times. I feel like most people don't get it, though. I honestly rarely see it in my games. The Unstoppable medallion is a reworked Nitro effect, kind of. You just run really fast, knock people back. It's super fun to use with the Gold Rush effect and the bat. You're literally like the Flash running around the whole map, so that's awesome. Alright, and you get that medallion, by the way, by killing Fletcher Kane, who you also get a mythic pistol from. So yeah, now let's talk about the map and the new POIs. Crime City is really cool. It feels action-packed because it's so small. It kind of seems like they learned their lesson from Mega City to downscale POIs. Otherwise, it'll feel like a ghost town. So I really like Crime City. Unfortunately, it's always underneath the bus, and it's always a hot drop, so I don't land there too much. Oasis is alright. I love the secret vault here, as well as there's one at Shiny Shafts, which is a really cool puzzle vault. Honestly, these are really cool features, and not everybody knows about them right away in the season, so you can get some, pretty guaranteed good loot if you know about it. And I just love what they've been doing with the map, making it feel more involved and interactive than last chapter, I should say. POIs got vaults. All the other POIs some of them got vaults to incentivize people to land there still. But the Japanese POIs, especially the ones on the outside like Demon's Dojo and Shogun Solitude, there's no reason to land there anymore, and nobody does. It's really sad, honestly. And I wish they could have figured out a way to mitigate that or make the transition from these season POIs better, because nobody lands there anymore. All right, and then finally, the train in the armored truck, going around the map mid-game, adds some really cool elements to the map, and keeps, there's always somewhere to go, and there's always some action somewhere on the map, which is great. All right, now let's talk about movement, which is definitely a highlight of this season. The kneecapper is a new item, is a baseball bat, obviously. Has really good movement speed buff and extends your stamina for sprinting. The regular attack can be good in close quarters. It's kind of annoying to fight against because you can't really track them when they use it. And the animations are all janky like most melee items. So that's one complaint I have about it. But the charge attack sends people flying and they take fall damage, which is really fun to use against somebody else. Terrible for it to happen against you because you can't do anything. And overall, I'd say I counter the kneecapper 6 out of 10 times. So I'd say it's not that overpowered. It is really fun to use, though. Not fun to get used against. Or not fun for somebody to use it against you. All right, now let's talk about the Sub-Zero kit, combat kit. For me, this is the biggest disappointment this season. The damage is lackluster. The movement sucks. And it really needs a buff. Otherwise, nobody's going to use it. Nobody has been using it. And it's kind of sad considering, people love Sub-Zero, obviously, in Mortal Kombat. And it has voice lines for different attacks. Problem is, nobody's going to use that because it sucks. Anyway, the rocket drill. This just got added with the last update. I think it's super good, actually. It's a reworked rocket ram. Has more control. You don't fly up. You just fly, wherever you point. 80 damage for running into somebody with that flying feature. I think that's great. That's a sizable amount of damage. And the movement is great. It recharges really fast. You can pivot midair. So it works also to drill into vaults. And it gets you into a vault so quickly. Really great item in my opinion. All right, now let's talk about the utility this season. Porta covers are really small, very impractical. I never use them, never pick them up. Especially with porta bunkers being in 0 builds, they're kind of useless. Med Mist Smoke Grenade is awesome. Heals super fast, great in a pinch. I don't really carry it with me late game, but it's saved me many times early game. It also gives you cover because it's like a smoke grenade. The scanner thing is really good for early game. That's all I have to say about that. Kind of falls off late game. Obviously, you don't want to take up a slot with that. Thermite is basically just for breaking into vaults. It takes really way too long to start doing damage to people. It doesn't do any damage, so it does do damage, but not any good damage, so it's kind of pointless. Laser gun is great for vault breaking. It does really good damage, actually. It's annoying to fight against, though, because of the splash damage. You can literally get hit by it around a wall, which is kind of stupid. Oh, yeah, also the sticky grenade launcher is back. I forgot about. That one is really fun to use, in my opinion. It's a great weapon, especially to counter cars. Just shoot it on their car. Once they get out, they get hit 75 damage if you're the gold one. It's kind of everywhere. It definitely is annoying to fight against, especially with that splash damage, like I said, for the laser. All right, now the first update just kind of added a bunch of content and added the rocket drill, exotics, pumping up, outlaw shotgun, some other things. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about that. But now, speaking of the exotics, let's talk about these. So the rocket launcher has a shockwave effect when you shoot it. It doesn't damage you, though, but it does damage other people and shockwaves them away. So it's really fun to use, especially paired with a rocket drill. You can shockwave yourself for movement. You're up in the air, and then you can rocket drill somewhere else. Super fun, great combo. I recommend you trying it out. Overall, that's like my favorite exotic ever. Super cool. I just also like that they brought these back, and now they're in the black markets, and it makes the black markets that much more awesome to go to, and I think the deal bit system works really well. The 3-burst collateral damage AR is pretty good. I feel like the damage isn't as good as like a mythic hollow twister, but overall it's unique, pretty decent. The stink rifle is good, especially in builds. It's just a hunting rifle, and I feel like the bullet drop isn't really as bad as the hunting rifle was last season, so I'm glad about that. The tracking heavy impact looks super awesome. I haven't had the chance to use it yet, but you don't even have to hit the person, and if you shoot near them, it tracks the location of this giant radius, which is super busted. Really fun to use. I hope I can use it sometime soon. And the Brutus minigun is back. It's busted as always. It's a minigun, dude. It's gonna be annoying, but it's gonna be really fun to use. The Midas drum gun is back. It's honestly better than ever in my opinion. It has like this thermal sight. The damage is insane mid range. Definitely must carry. I had a game with it. It was so fun. It was my last video. It's also busted, obviously. The slap cannon is all right. I don't know why they thought giving it durability would be a good idea, considering it takes up 2 slots and it's a healing thing. Like, it's just kind of stupid in my opinion that has durability. Maybe it'll get removed with the next update. We'll have to see. And finally, the last exotic. I haven't used it yet. The blink pump and dump, which you 0-point dash after shooting, I think, or something like that. I don't really like pump and dump. Like I said, I can't aim with it, so I don't think I'd ever use this. But I guess it's a cool concept. All right, so now that we've talked about all that, what do we have to look forward to for the rest of the season? Well, we're getting another update coming March 25th, I believe. It's going to remove the hollow twister, which is insane in my opinion, because that's been a staple of this chapter so far. Obviously, it can't stay here forever, but mid-season removing it is a little weird in my opinion. And it's going to remove the Sentinel Pump, which also, like, those 2 weapons are the best weapons in the loot pool. They were the best weapons in the last loot pool. So removing them, in my opinion, is kind of dumb. And instead, they're going to add the Infiltrator shotgun, which is in reload right now, and it sucks buns. They're also going to add the Twin Mag AR, which, if I remember, is actually really good, but that shotgun sucks. They're also going to add the Scoped Burst SMG, which also sucks. So it's like they're replacing a bunch of amazing guns with a bunch of bad ones. Seems kind of dumb in my opinion. And there could be an event, which might be awesome. The Scorpion Mythic and Cosmetics are rumored at some point to be coming out soon. And also a side note, OG Season 3 drops on the 25th. Let's go. I'm just excited to see what the Battle Pass looks like. I love a lot of the skins from Season 3 Battle Pass. Now, what's our consensus? I think this season is actually a lot of fun right now, largely due to the exotics and the black market feature. The weapons are just so strong and fun to use. I really like all the different robberies you can do, and it like ties it all together theming-wise. The map is solid. The Japanese POIs are definitely a ghost town, though, which is a shame. The loot pool is fun. There's a lot of different movement choices with the bat and the rocket drill, shockwaves, etc. Hollow Twister and Sentinel still reign supreme for one more week as the best weapons, like, almost ever. Overall, I'm having a lot of fun with this season. I wish I could play a lot more. So far, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Let me know what you guys think about this season. Let me know what you guys think about these weapons, basically everything about the season. Make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. See you guys next time. Peace.